The president just got done speaking as he headed out to Marine One. This is tape playback, so he is already in the air, but you can see him walking over to the pool. We'll listen into this and then stand by for his flight down to Norfolk.
Hi, Mr. President. Do you think the Easter timeline is off the table now, sir?
No, we're going to see what happens. We want to get our country back to work. The doctors, nurses, first responders, everybody doing a phenomenal job, like beyond good. I'm going to, as you know, the Comfort, the great ship Comfort, is stocked up to the gills. It's right up to the top. And we're going over there, and I guess some of you are coming with me, but we're going to send that up to New York 4 weeks ahead of schedule. And it is loaded up with everything, so that's great. I just spoke with Governor Cuomo, and he's expecting it on Monday. It'll take about 2 days. So we're very excited about that. But I'm going to go see the people that did the work, because it was supposed to take a good 4 weeks, and we did it in 4 days. So that's pretty good.
Mr. President, have you spoken to Mark Cuban about 3M, and are you planning to maybe...
No, I think 3M has done an incredible job. I just spoke to Ken Langone. I think he's on the board of 3M. He called up and he said what a great job they've done. I think 3M, from everybody, what everybody said, they've done an incredible job. Okay?
Mr. President, do you think we'll have enough ventilators?
Oh, we're going to have plenty. Absolutely. We're going to use, I would say we'll use it again, maybe once or twice. We have a couple of little problem children, and we'll use it where we have to. But overall, I tell you, the private free enterprise system is at work like nobody's seen in a long time. It's a beautiful thing.
Supplies,
it's a beautiful thing to watch.
What kinds of supplies might you use the DPA again to produce?
Well, we're looking at 2 companies that have not lived up to what they said. I would say they're in a 1% group, okay? And now all of a sudden they heard we're going to use it, and they're rolling out the red carpet.
Should anyone who lives in a state that has a governor that you're not getting along with well be concerned at all?
I think really most of the governors are very appreciative. As I said, I just spoke with Andrew Cuomo. I just spoke with Ron DeSantis. We're thinking about certain things. Some people would like to see New York quarantined because it's a hot spot. New York, New Jersey, maybe 1 or 2 other places. Certain parts of Connecticut quarantined. I'm thinking about that right now. We might not have to do it, but there's a possibility that sometime today we'll do a quarantine, short-term, 2 weeks on New York, probably New Jersey, certain parts, and Connecticut.
Restricting travel from those places.
Restrict travel, because they're having problems down in Florida. A lot of New Yorkers going down. We don't want that. Heavily infected. We're having a really good dialogue with Governor Cuomo. We've supplied him with a lot of things. We're giving him an extra 4 medical centers, tents. That's beyond what we've already given. As you know, we're giving them to New Jersey. We're doing a great job with the governor of New Jersey. It's been very good.
Would that be a more enforceable kind of quarantine, sir?
Well, this would be an enforceable quarantine. And,
okay.
You know, I'd rather not do it, but we may need it. So I will see you over at the ship.
Thank you, Mr. President.